Let's begin with the artistic exercise. I invite you all to take a second and close your eyes and take a deep breath. In, hold, and out. One more time. In, hold, and out. We're just creating a space that we're going to enter now, where we look within, because it's about going in, finding your own Orisha, talking to your Ori, and using that to guide what's about to come out on paper. So I want you to look at your page, your blank piece of paper, and I want you to visualize your lineage. Some of you might know what that looks like from information you've received from your parents, maybe relatives, community elders. Some of you might not know what that looks like, and you might have to use your imagination. Luckily, all that information is stored within you through energy. So I want you to tap into what you think your lineage might look like. Maybe there's a profession or a skill that you feel like has kind of almost been passed down. Maybe some of you are really good at growing plants, and maybe you have farmers in your ancestry. Maybe some of you are really good drawers, and maybe you have artists in your ancestry. Maybe your ancestry is quite tall, generally. You came from a tall family. Maybe they're quite short. I want you to explore what that might look like on your pieces of paper. I'm just giving prompts, but ultimately this idea is coming from you. So it can be anything else. Maybe they could be good at sports. Maybe you might draw some sportsy things, or maybe it's music. Yeah. Have a little play with that. Maybe you're imagining a matriarchal kind of family, strong women. Maybe you're seeing strong male figures, father figures, brother figures, sons. And then I want you to maybe even, if some of you are of Yoruba descent, maybe you have your last names. I know we said it kind of changes. There's been, marriages, the influence of Catholicism may have changed things as well, but sometimes in your last names that can point you to a direction on how to investigate, explore your roots, because it signifies, it represents. The next thing I'd like you to do is imagine what other skills that you inherited. So maybe it's building, leading, communicating. How can we symbolize these things that you feel like, these skills that make you able to be successful and thrive in your life today, or even just survive? What are the skills that you feel like your ancestors have passed on, because they are the reason you're here? So they must have had some skills to get you there. Perhaps it was designing, clothes, fashion, textiles, like we saw at the beginning. A lot of these styles as well, would have had symbols. So maybe there's some symbols that you can use. Maybe they're quite abstract, maybe they're quite literal. And maybe think about the colors. What kind of colors do you feel like might be the ones that support you? We're going to avoid the colors that shrink us, though we're aware of them. Well, I mean, we're kind of figuring them out, I guess. Maybe even think about the space you're taking up on the page. How much space are you taking up with these? Do you want to take up more space? Do you want to take up just a little space? Maybe you had skills that were good for growing food or cooking for, maybe some people can't cook for just one person. Some people can only cook for big communities, for big families, big tables. Which one are you more inclined to? How do you feel like that related to your history and how your ancestry socialized, how you socialized? Does that socializing resonate with where you found peace? Do you find peace in loads of people? Do you find peace in little people? Little less people, not little, less people. um, and then I'd like you to choose something that you heard in the talk today, in the discussion, that really spoke to you. And I want you to symbolize it in some way. Maybe it was the concept of Orisha. How would you symbolize that? What does it look like to you? Perhaps it's the idea of immortality, memories. How would you artistically show that? This is not about how good you draw. This is just about finding a way to have something resonate with you. Even if it's not necessarily your history or your lineage, maybe there's something in the talk today that you might take on into the future. Maybe you'd like to think about some things you're grateful for and find a way to symbolize that gratitude. Maybe there's a new way of understanding the concept of masculine and feminine in general and their balance. And take your time. I mean, you can weave the questions all into one image. Maybe it's a collage that you're making. Maybe it's just one thing. But yeah, there's no right or wrong thing that gets expressed on that piece of paper because it comes from within. Maybe your pen feels guided by something. All of a sudden you feel like it's not just you who's expressing, but past energies they got something to say now. Maybe you could think of some hairstyles if you're drawing a face or a person. Sometimes those are significant. We didn't really touch on it today, but they can be representative of things, positions of power, roles in the community. And when you're done, I invite you to look at your picture and just have a moment. Really think about what you've drawn. What messages are you sending to yourself, to your future self, to your past self? What are you trying to communicate on this page? Do you think this is something you'll share with people? Or do you think this is something quite personal that you're going to keep for yourself? There's no right or wrong answer on that one. It's ultimately what feels best within you. I guess in ways what I'm asking is for you to tap into your own sense of intuition and to trust it. It's very powerful, and it's not just your experience that's guided your intuition. It's that protects you. So almost you can feel divinely protected by your past selves through your intuition, if you have a good one. And then when you're ready, let me know on the chat if there's anybody who'd like to share their photos, their pictures. Maybe they'd like to talk about it a little, have a little show and tell. I'm down if you're down. I'm just saying. I'm definitely down. But if you don't want to, that's okay too. I didn't draw a picture, but I'm going to draw a picture after this whole thing. And maybe I'll post it and talk about it. But as for you all, if this is a picture that you'd like to keep to yourself, does this picture project positivity? Does this picture... Oh, we've got a sharer. Woo! Amazing. Okay. Let me find you and unmute you. Thank you so much, Noni. There we go. Oh, wait. 1 minute. One more to the side. Sorry, it's just my face. There we go. There she is. Perfect. Let me spotlight her video.
Hey.
There we go. Perfect.
Hello. So when I came, I started doing painting. My camera's a bit shit, but and I was just like hearing all the stuff, and this is the one that I've done. It looks like something, you know, it's a thing. It's a person, perhaps. But yeah, that's my sharing.
Amazing. Do you want to talk about any aspects of it?
So I was thinking about, because today's the eclipse, right? And I was thinking about like, yeah, I was just thinking of the eclipse and thinking about like the whole idea of like things being vibrational and stuff. And how you can like create something or make something that is not perhaps you, but is more like a vibrational sharing thing. So that's what came up for me. And yeah, got a little smile, a little teeth, got some little eyes. I'll send a picture because this might be a bit like hard to see, but then there's a little eye eclipse, which is something I was happy about. But yeah, that's it.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Good vibrations, not only outside, but now on your paper. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Anybody else who would like to do a little sharing? A little, anyone inspired by Noni's photo? Is there something maybe you drew as well that looks similar? Or maybe not, probably doesn't look similar, but has a similar vibe or similar symbols. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. But again, if not, I'd say okay. In that case, thank you all. You all are so lucky to have your own pictures. Oh, we have another volunteer. Oh, we've got a couple more. Okay. Okay, well, we'll go for Cherry first. Let me just unmute you.
Okay. How's that?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that, you can see?
I can't see the photo. Maybe if you raise it up. There you go.
Yeah? So I think it's been a long journey. It's been a really long journey, and it's been very hard work. But the path is clear, and we're going towards happiness, and there's much happiness along the way. But it has been I think my ancestors have travelled far, very far, and they have integrated with whatever culture or peoples they've found along the way. I think they've travelled very, very far, and that's what I feel.
Beautiful. Interesting. And you've got some colours in there as well. They look like maybe they represent something.
Yeah, just colour generally, bold, bright colour, all colours, pastel, anything. Colour's important.
Beautiful.
It keeps you engaged, keeps you vibrant, and yes, I enjoy colour. Yeah.
Take a smile.
That's it. Bye.
Thank you. Indeed, I feel like a lot of journeys and tapping into that sense of having gone through a journey really makes us appreciate where we're at now. And the fact that we're still going on a journey, we're still continuing down this path of exploration. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And then Sophie, let me find you. There we go.
Mute. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you were talking about drawing your lineage, it took my mind back to this time that I committed the cardinal sin when you're tripping, which is looking in the mirror, which I'm not meant to do. Which is funny because I guess the idea is that it kind of like triggers some kind of unraveling process. But in my case, I was literally just kind of admiring my heritage, or the fact that I could see that in my face, and kind of had this weird call back to, I guess, two people who are not necessarily my ancestors, but signify to my ancestors. So one was, it's a really famous image of like an Eritrean boy. I don't know, he's in everyone's houses, but he was one of the people that I saw in the mirror. And then there was like another wish, and I saw an Egyptian pharaoh like in a sarcophagus, which is kind of cool. So yeah, it made me think of that, and I thought of trying to trace that lineage and do like a line drawing. I'm not very good at art, so I'm kind of impressed that that worked out. But the quote from earlier that really kind of resonated with me was it a river? Where is it? The river that forgets its source is bound to dry, right? That idea of a river running down a mountain to sea, but if you don't know what's behind you, you don't have that momentum, then you're just gonna kind of run astray and spread yourself thin and evaporate. So yeah, these are the things that kind of came out in my image. And
beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. I'm loving, that river quote very much. Hit me too. And I like that actually looking in your face and being able to see your past as well. And who else? Yeah, that's really interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. Go on, let's hear from Talek. Go on. There we go. Hold on, I think I muted you by accident. There we go. Yep.
Alrighty. Likewise, I'm also not good at art. So yeah, I'm not finished either. But these are trees. This is supposed to be a banana tree. This is gonna be an orange tree. I started drawing the little oranges, but you can't see. Because when I put out my sacrifice, I like to put out fruits. So yeah, when I was thinking of like my ancestry and giving offerings, I was thinking of fruit. So I wanted to draw a little fruit thing. But yeah,
Amazing.
I hope you can see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, I could see those oranges, 100%. And that is something beautiful as well. Yeah, thinking about the offerings. And they are really quite personal as well. What kinds of offerings you'd give, what kinds of fruits. Maybe it's your favorite fruit. Maybe it's just the fruits that are around. There's no right or wrong kind of offering per se, but yeah, whatever feels good. What would you want? Basically, what would you like? So thank you so much for sharing. I can't wait to see the finished product. And you guys, you're all artists. You're all artists, okay? 'Cause art is an energy. It's not necessarily just a skill, it's an energy. Um, so the next person, Alia. 1 second, let me find you. There we go.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hi. Okay, so first I was doing words because I'm not a great drawer either. Then I tried to let me just turn it around. Can I turn it around? No, I can't. Yeah, I can. Okay, there.
Wow.
And yeah, I like ugly art now because I'm not that great at realistic drawing. So it's just about like scribbling and being really fast with it. And I was thinking about like my home back home and my grandma and how she has a fruit garden, a herbal garden, and how a lot of things they do is just with their hands, like growing plants and also making accessories. That's why I did like really exaggerated earrings. And yeah, that's it.
Wow. Lovely.
I'm trying to flip it back to me. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Very colorful, very bold.
Yeah, all that color.
Yeah. No, I really love it. And even the designing aspects, like thinking about what they would have made, maybe the earrings, maybe they would
Yeah.
bold
And I
it.
tried to make it really like colorful as well because everything was just about bright colors and yeah.
It's nice to be able to look back on and tap into that kind of energy with such a beautiful, colorful rainbow lens, you know, like not seeing it as something that's dark the way that we started off maybe before the session, having this idea of what it means or how you would connect to your ancestry through maybe groups like yoruba, and now being able to tap into that and have a more beautiful outlook, a more beautiful, loving.
Yeah. Like I appreciate fruits so much more now when I'm eating it. Like I always loved fruits, but eating it now, knowing that like my family grew it back home, they continue to do it. Even my mom brought it here, even with the not so sunny weather, working with the fruits and see what you can grow here. So yeah, more appreciation to plants and growing your own food.
Yeah, that is beautiful. The transferring of skills that you can take around the world to protect you that have been passed down from our ancestors. Because yeah, real talk, like someone had to try that orange and they weren't sure if it was going to be poisonous. You know? Someone had to do those tests. So thank goodness for all those people who did all of that work to be able so that we could nourish ourselves safely without having to think twice. Yeah, there's a lot to be grateful for, a lot to be grateful for. I think, is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Thank you so much for everybody sharing and all of your beautiful, beautiful pieces. May I just say one more time again, thank you to everybody who's come and joined us today. Yes, Create Conscious Community, the Black Magic series will be continuing. We will be focusing on a different part of Africa. We'll be looking at Eritrea, and we'll be delving into the traditional spirituality there, and it will be another collaboration with another amazing being who's even on this call today, Shevin. But more information about that coming soon, including date and times and all that stuff. But it will be in December, so there will be another one this year. Because it was just so much fun, we got to do it again. I think we got to keep doing it. Maybe we'll do the whole continent. How about that? You know, if you're down, I'm down. So join me on my crusade. It's time to learn. It's time to explore. I want to hear it all, because there's so much to learn. There's so much history that we did not have access to, that we aren't being encouraged to seek and explore. So yeah, let's do that together in a loving, compassionate, safe space where everybody is welcome, because this is all of our work. This is all of our work, and I'm so happy to see everybody doing it. Okay, for me, the work is intention plus action equals the work. You put an intention to come today, you followed it through with an action by showing up for yourself and for this, and therefore you've done the work. So thank you very much. There's more to do, but we keep it moving. Again, thank you to Tale and Tumi for leading the information. I hope you all feel like you've gone away with something new that you can maybe take with you moving forward. I hope it grounds you and helps you feel a little bit more guided in your journey to figuring out yourself and your own sense of spirituality. Because that's what we like to do. We like to give tools to making sure you can do that, but for you, in your own way. And what's beautiful about Yoruba is it just reiterated how much it is about putting you and tapping into your own sense first before you start looking and picking from other places. Start there. Please check out the links, the Yoruba website. I'm just going to copy and paste everything again and post it in the chat so you can find us again if that's not already posted. I haven't looked at the new messages yet, but all of that, you know now where to find us, at Create Conscious, at Yorubism. Find us on Instagram. We'll be posting Yorubism, or even doing lessons so you can learn the language. And that might help as well when you're doing your research, just to understand a bit more the origin of words and what they mean and where they come from. And also it's a beautiful, beautiful connection, how words came about anyway. So yes, would recommend. For more information about the people that we're donating to, 50% of the funds, it will be for the NSAR's legal aid. As I mentioned at the beginning, it's been a tough time, and they're having a very tough time, and a lot of people are not safe and not being properly taken care of or dealt with. And ideally, we just want to see everybody making it back home first and foremost, and then putting in some new legislation to make sure this stuff does not continue. So at the end of what I just posted, there's a website called the NSAR's Legal Aid. I've been talking with a lady called Precious, and she's a lawyer. They're offering free lawyers to protesters who've been arrested, and food. They're even delivering food to the people who've been arrested to the prisons. So yeah, there's good work going on, and they're also writing letters to make change into legislation. So work is being done. There has been a lot of clapback from the government on that whole front, but we're sort of finding a way through to make sure no one gets in trouble for receiving these funds, and also we can yeah, definitely support some people who need them, and families as well. I also would love to invite you all to join the Create Conscious Facebook group. If you want to use social media a little bit more consciously, intentionally, in a safe space where people are having fun and being themselves and being unapologetic about it, join us in the Facebook group. And yeah, we'd love to have you share your events, your opportunities, your ideas, your triumphs. Like, we want to hear it, we want to see it. We want you there, we want to represent all of you. Because that's what the group is, you know, can't run a community without the people. So come on, come along. And as I say, I'm loving everybody who's already donated. Thank you so much. All of it goes towards supporting and sustaining these platforms so that we can continue providing this information and these, yeah, beautiful sessions for learning and love. So